From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Monday morning. Hope everyone out there had a great Mother's Day weekend. The weather was certainly pretty active for Mother's Day evening, and then as we headed into the overnight hours, but that's going to continue for the next few days, especially with the winds. First Alert Weather Day Wednesday afternoon and evening in the Kittitas Valley. Some of those peak wind gusts up around 55 to 60 miles per hour. We'll have a lot more to say about that later in the show. For right now, just some pretty light showers for the most part in Morrow County, in the Blue Mountains, the Blue Foothills. Some of that's starting to sneak over into Umatilla County as well. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s for lower elevations, 30s up in the Cascades and the Blues. So if some of that moisture continues on its track into Umatilla County, we could have a bit of a wintry mix for Oregon 204 or for Interstate 84, possibly for US 395 as well. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevations. Showers and thunderstorms going to be likely in the foothills and in the Blues, but we can't rule out some showers and thunderstorms for the valleys or basin as well. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Foothill and Blue showers and thunderstorms likely today and tomorrow. Very windy in the Kittitas Valley for Monday through Wednesday, especially on Wednesday. Looks like our weather turns pretty active again for this upcoming weekend. So I'll talk about all this coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, a no contact order violation leads to a SWAT response and multiple arrests, what police say escalated the scene.
And fire crews in Walla Walla are continuing to monitor a fire that ignited Thursday morning. Our very own Monique Ledesma spoke with the fire chief on what made this fire so challenging and why it has investigators scratching their heads.
And the Washington Department of Transportation is sounding the alarm after multiple crashes in designated work zones happened over the last week. What they say drivers should do when approaching road work, and it's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jada Elliott. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and celebrated Mother's Day appropriately as they should. And we have a lot of information coming in this morning.
And we want to start with new information. A Kennewick man is behind bars after refusing to comply with officers during a felony investigation. Police were called to the 2100 block of North Steptoe Street Saturday for a disturbance where they found two people violating a no contact order.
One of them, Raymond Garcia, had a previous conviction for violating the same order. When Garcia refused to leave the home, SWAT canine and drones were all called in. During the standoff, a family member, Andrew Martinez, was arrested after causing a disruption and trying to access a patrol car. Garcia later surrendered peacefully and was taken into custody. And the Washington State Patrol responded to a deadly crash in Benton County just after 11 a.m. on Friday. We're told 68-year-old James Sandel passed away after being taken to Cadillac Medical Center. Officials say he was headed east on State Route 24 when a vehicle headed west hit him. Two of the three people in that vehicle were also taken to the hospital with injuries. The cause of the crash is still under investigation.
Pasco firefighters were busy over the weekend after a vegetation fire reignited several times. Now, the fire was first called out just after 6:30 Saturday night at the intersection of Road 68 and Chapel Hill Boulevard. Large flames, as you could see on your screen, could be seen in vegetation across from the Maverick gas station. Firefighters and Pasco police were on the scene just moments after the call. High winds caused the fire to spread quickly, and heavy smoke poured across the road, causing some visibility issues. Police shut down a section of Road 68 while fire crews worked to put out the flames, and firefighters were called 2 other times to the scene due to it reigniting overnight. Sunday morning, fire crews were seen putting water on the area and digging up hot spots, and firefighters continued to monitor the evening well into Sunday.
And in Benton County, Fire District 1 crews responded to a pair of brush fires along eastbound I-82. It all happened Saturday evening. Take a look. Apple Valley News Now was there at the scene. The call came in just around 5:40. It was just south of the East Locust Grove Road exit. Firefighters got there and found 2 small fires burning along the highway. A nearby dirt road actually helped stop the fire from spreading further, acting like a natural fire break. Crews had those flames under control by about 6, and they stayed at the scene, though, for a couple hours to monitor those hot spots.
Now, fire crews in Walla Walla returning to a fire scene this morning that ignited late Thursday night, and this was near the Walla Walla VA.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma reports on what investigators suspect caused those flames.
Walla Walla Fire Department received the calls about the flames at 8 o'clock Thursday night. Fire Chief Eric Wood says the crews battled the blazes until about 11:30 p.m. and were able to stop it from spreading.
The fire was still fairly small, about an acre in size, but it was actively burning and kind of made it difficult for us to access. So it took us a little bit before we could get in and actually start fighting the fire.
Wood says once they were able to make access, the crew established an action plan.
We used direct fire attack and we were able to extend hose lines off of our engines and kind of go direct on the fire line edge.
Wood says they used mutual aid from the Walla Walla County Fire District 4.
4 engines on scene last night and up to 3 water tenders that we utilized. And this morning we had an engine from the U.S. Forest Service, an engine from our agency, as well as a water tender from Fire District 4.
Wood says when crews returned to continue the mop-up of the scene around 9 in the morning Friday, they also had an investigation team out on the scene as well.
We're unsure exactly what caused the fire. It's suspicious in nature and presumed to be human caused. Yeah, there's just no other ignition sources in the area that would have caused the fire. We do have a history of intentional fire starts in this area. That's what led us to that suspicion.
Wood says they monitored the area over the weekend and are returning to the scene this morning. Reporting in Walla Walla, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. Now, no one was reported hurt due to the fire, and Wood says they will continue to investigate.
Yakima City Council is holding a public hearing with a couple of notable items on the docket. They are set to review and adopt the amended 6-year transportation improvement program. They'll also amend the capital facilities element of the Yakima Urban Area Comprehensive Plan. It'll be for the period of 2025 to 2030. Each year, the city prepares, reviews, and adopts a program for transportation improvements for the ensuing 6-year period, as required by state and federal law. Now, after it's adopted, it'll be incorporated as an amendment to the Yakima Urban Area Comprehensive Plan capital facilities element. The public hearing will be Tuesday, June 3rd at 6 p.m. and will be held in the council chambers at Yakima City Hall.
Now, the telecommunications network in Western Washington is set to undergo a significant change as the 564 area code will be used to relieve the 206 area code. Now, this change is part of a broader effort to ensure that calls are routed correctly and to address the exhaustion of available numbers in the region. The 564 area code was first introduced in 2017, and this was to provide relief to the 360 area code. Now, the 564 will be extended to cover the 206 area code, and the implementation of this has already begun, with new customers potentially being assigned a number in that area code starting in June.
Oh, the family of Adam Garrison has identified him as the motorcyclist severely hurt in that hit-and-run crash that happened on State Route 240 Wednesday morning, and they've now launched a fundraising campaign to help support his recovery. The crash happened around 7 a.m. eastbound 240, just west of the Edison Street exit in Kennewick. It involved a motorcycle and an older red SUV similar to a GMC Yukon. And that vehicle may have rear-end damage and was seen driving away from the crash. On the GoFundMe page, Garrison's family says that he suffered a shattered pelvis and 2 broken arms, amongst many other injuries. If you'd like to help the cause, we do have the GoFundMe posted on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Well, Washington State's Department of Transportation says they have seen a troubling trend across the state over this last week. Multiple crashes happening inside of work zones.
And one of those crashes even injured a contractor on the job. And these incidents not only damage vehicles and delay critical road work, they hurt real people who are just trying to make our roads safer.
WashDOT is reminding drivers that work zones aren't just construction sites, they're workplaces. And the consequences of unsafe driving are all too real.
They say when you see orange cones or flashing lights, remember to slow down, move over, stay alert, and always drive sober. Adding that work zones are temporary, but the choices made behind the wheel can have lasting impacts.
6:09 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Pope Leo XIV is preparing to address the global press for the first time since being elected. This following his first Sunday blessing. Coming up, we'll take a look at the public's perspective on the new Pope.
The first hour, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
What does it mean to be here for good? It means being here for the artists who dream, the shop owner who knows your order by heart, and the mentors who leave a lasting impact. Here for singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game and big comeback stories. Here for the long haul from Omak to Sandpoint to Baker City. Here for your family, your neighbors, for you. STCU. Here for good.
Regain your quality of life with expert spine care at Prosser Memorial Health. Neurological spine surgeon Dr. David Yam, with over 20 years of experience, specializes in comprehensive spine care, minimally invasive surgery, and disc replacement. Dr. Yam is now seeing patients at our new Spine Center locations in Prosser and Walla Walla. Call 509-786-5599 today to schedule your appointment. New, returning, and second opinion patients welcome. The new Spine Center at Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. Upgrade your kitchen with the spacious LG refrigerator with its innovative cooling technology and generous storage capacity. Keep your food fresher for longer while enjoying the modern design that complements any kitchen decor. The Smart ThinQ technology allows you to control and diagnose your refrigerator from your smartphone. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
For 60 years, Woods Nursery has been inspiring families to create beautiful, joyful gardens in our community. Spanning 5 acres, it's one of the largest nurseries in southeastern Washington, offering a vast selection of plants, trees, and flowers, all grown in the USA. Explore handcrafted ornamental pieces made by American artisans, and get expert guidance from 3 generations of the Wood family, dedicated to helping you design stunning landscapes. Visit us today and discover everything you need to bring your outdoor space to life.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Last night, we had quite the complex that rolled through here. It didn't look like there was too much lightning associated with it, but there was certainly some moderate to heavy rainfall at points, mainly impacting the basin, the foothills, and the Blues. Love to see that beneficial rainfall, especially around this time of the year. Now let's take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. 30s and 40s in Kittitas County and Yakima County were spanning from 36 to 41. In the lower Columbia Basin, spanning from, looks like 39 to 48. 39 for the Tri-Cities, 48 for Boardman. In the Blue Foothills, 39 to 46. 46 for Milton Freewater, 39 for Heppner, and 30s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. And as some of that moisture this morning works closer to US 395, Oregon 204, Interstate 84, we could have a bit of a wintry mix for some of those specific mountain passes. Your COCAST for today for the Tri-Cities is going to go back and forth between light jacket weather and rain jacket weather, as we will have some little chances of showers and thunderstorms in the basin for today. But the best chances are going to be in the foothills and also in the Blue Mountains. High temperature is going to be about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. That means 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the mountains. Then for tonight, still hanging on to some shower and thunderstorm chances, especially in the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Overnight lows falling down into the 40s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. One thing I didn't talk about here, that would be the winds. They're going to be strong for today, tomorrow, and especially for Wednesday. I'll show you just how strong coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Around the world this morning, a busy first week for the first American Pope continues today.
Yeah, that's right. His 4th full day as the Bishop of Rome will include a meeting with the international media. It all follows his first Sunday blessing, in which 10,000 people attended. Patrick Ravel is at the Vatican with more.
This morning, Pope Leo due to talk directly to the media for the first time, holding his first news conference Over 100,000 people came to see his first Sunday blessing on St. Peter's Square yesterday. From the balcony, the new Pope using his address to call for peace, urging an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and calling for a just and lasting peace in Ukraine.
Mai più la guerra.
Speaking the words in Italian, no more war, the crowd applauding. At the square, Americans thrilled to see this first Pope from Chicago.
Incredible, incredible. The energy of the people was amazing, and the reverence for him was incredible.
To me, I feel like it's helpful to bring in the American church into the more universal church.
Cardinal Blaise Cupich, Archbishop of Leo's hometown Chicago, speaking to ABC's Martha Raddatz.
My hope would be that he has now a new platform to reintroduce what the church has always called for in terms of its social justice agenda. And it'll give people another opportunity to take a second look at what Francis was saying, but now in the words and the voice of an American who speaks like an American. I think that's going to be very powerful going forward.
6:15 and more big events are coming up. Next Sunday, there will be a grand ceremony of the formal installation of Leo as the Pope.
And coming up here on Good Morning Northwest, Josh will have how your weather is looking this week. Could we be seeing some warmer temperatures? He will let you know in his full First Alert weather forecast right after the break.
At Prosser Memorial Health, we believe in providing expert care close to home. That's why we're proud to offer urology services with Dr. Joshua Spinlove, a board-certified urologist at Prosser Urology Center. From prostate health to kidney stone treatment, Dr. Spinlove brings over a decade of experience and advanced personalized care to serve patients throughout the region. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Spinlove, call the Prosser Urology Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, June 26th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
Yakima Federal Savings and Loan was founded in 1905 and has kept your money safe and sound for 120 years. Your deposits at YakFed help people buy homes and build strong communities. We believe in giving back, proudly supporting local events and organizations that make a difference where we all live and work. With 10 local branch locations, we're committed to our communities and keeping your money secure. Experience the difference. Call, click, or come by and make the switch today.
It's a small city with a big history, with one very unique house.
They're local artists, and they have transformed their home.
Ellensburg on Fly the Northwest.
It's one of the stops that you have to see when you're in Ellensburg.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next live, TV's toughest chef, Gordon Ramsay.
We've got our work cut out for us.
And from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Jesse Nadikara.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Wednesday afternoon and evening, going to be a First Alert weather day in the Kittitas Valley. Some of those peak wind gusts could be up around 55 to 60 miles per hour. But even for today, we'll have some pretty strong wind gusts, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Kittitas Valley peak gust around 50 miles per hour. For tomorrow, they'll peak around 55 miles per hour. That peak time frame 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then for Wednesday, this is going to be the main time frame, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Some of those peak gusts around 60 miles per hour in the Kittitas Kittitas Valley up around 50 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. But really for all 3 of those days, we'll have widespread breezy and windy conditions. And that's going to come along with some rain and thunderstorm chances over the next 48 hours. We'll have a lot to show you here on Futurecast Radar. I'll do my best to give you a thorough play-by-play, but as we head later into this morning, showers and thunderstorms primarily in the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. Then into the afternoon, you start to see some of this back building into the valleys and the basin. And then as we head into the late evening, that sweeps off towards the south and east, going to impact the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. A little bit of a lull in the action overnight, but then here's another round that starts to affect the Cascades, the Kittitas Valley. 8 in the morning, situated mainly on top of the lower Columbia Basin. By the late morning, down in the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains. Then as we head into Tuesday afternoon and evening, potentially another wave of showers and thunderstorms. So pretty nonstop action over the next 48 hours, but we do trend much drier as we head into Wednesday. Here are some of the rainfall totals we're expecting over the next 48 hours. We'll have a couple different hot spots. One up towards Hanford, Adello, Moses Lake, Ritzville. Another one down in the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. But most of us probably struggle to even pick up 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. Again, much drier into Wednesday through Friday. Then there's another wave of unsettled weather that we'll have to deal with for this weekend, especially on Saturday. We'll have more to say about that a little bit later in the week. In the meantime, high temperatures staying oh so steady over the next 7 days. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower and thunderstorm chances today and tomorrow, then dry and seasonal for Wednesday through Friday. In Yakima, a fairly dry forecast with very normal high temperatures for mid-May. In Ellensburg, very windy over the next few days, with the peak being on Wednesday afternoon and evening. In Hermiston, showers and storms likely today. A few leftover showers possible tomorrow, but drier for Wednesday and Thursday. Then for Walla Walla, showers and storms likely today, a little bit less likely tomorrow. Dry for Wednesday and Thursday, then trending more active again as we head into the weekend.
Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, it's been 5 years since Jeff Bridges announced his battle with cancer. Now the star is updating the public on his health. We have that and more coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break.
Okay, so you didn't win the new car Legends gave away in April. But guess what? The Palace of Prizes continues in May, where you could win a new Kia K5 as part of our 27th anniversary month. Use your Legends rewards card to earn entries for our Thursday drawings. Win up to $10,000 in cash at 9 p.m. Then come in on May 29th for a chance to win a new Kia K5. Hey, we know you had to spend that tax refund on new gutters for the house. This month, it's time to park a new ride in front of your Palace. Only at Legends Casino Hotel.
Our number one service here at NIU Women's Clinic and Aesthetics is our weight loss program. Our program is really focused on a lifestyle change. We want our patients to be able to lose around 10 to 15 pounds of weight loss a month is what we see. But when they're done with us on the program, we want them to be able to keep that weight off. We don't want to see them yo-yo.
So I've lost about 40 to 50 pounds, and that's been over the span of 3 to 4 months. At my peak, I think I was losing probably 10 pounds a week. It was quite a bit, and I just noticed it was falling off of me.
So we are proud to announce that we are releasing a virtual weight loss program. What makes our program so successful for both men and women is the fact that we are treating exactly the reason why you're gaining this weight in the first place. By addressing your insulin insensitivity, your hormone balancing, your lifestyle, treating everything. We really focus on you and your needs.
Now open in Yakima. Go to newuwomensclinic.com to start your weight loss journey today.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Fiction at J. Bookwalter presents the Chapter 2 Hospitality 2025 Concert Series. Live music in the best company, friends, food, and spirit at Fiction at J. Bookwalter now through October. Check our concert series lineup and times by going to bookwalterwines.com under the Shop tab or use our QR code here. The Chapter 2 Hospitality 2025 Concert Series. Proceeds benefiting the Children's Hospital and WSU.
Check out the Ellensburg Bowl. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, actor Jeff Bridges is providing a health update about 5 years after battling cancer.
Yeah, the 75-year-old says overall he's feeling good. However, Bridges also said that he contracted COVID-19 and is still feeling some of the long-term effects from that. He says that COVID has affected his sense of smell and sometimes his memory as well.
Bridges says his experience with COVID was much worse than his battle with lymphoma, as Bridges is still working.
And the Oscar winner recently wrapped up his FX series called The Old Man and is set to appear in the third installment of the Tron franchise, which is out later this year.
All right, it was quite a mess in West Hollywood after a dump truck slammed into the Whiskey A Go-Go concert venue on Friday afternoon. The truck was parked on a downhill slope when police say there may have been an issue with the brakes.
Witnesses say no one was inside the truck when it went downhill. It crashed into several cars and a power line before it smashed into the iconic venue.
Police say a postman who had to jump from his truck suffered some injuries but did not require hospitalization.
Well, that's good news. Bad news for some. Good news, though, he wasn't that hurt. A band named Boy Hits Car was actually scheduled to perform there on Friday night.
That's
the definition of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right? Oh my
bizarre.
goodness. Okay, well,
I have a feeling that was postponed. And he may want to change his band name.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
All right. Taylor Swift has been subpoenaed in the case between actress Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us director co-star, Justin Baldoni.
Now, Swift is a longtime friend of Lively's. She was first mentioned in connection to the ongoing legal dispute when text messages between Swift and Lively were revealed, and the texts were reportedly brought up in connection with Baldoni's $400 million defamation countersuit against Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds.
Lively has accused Baldoni of sexual harassment and retaliation. Baldoni has denied the allegations. She also claimed that Baldoni orchestrated a social media campaign to hurt her reputation while they were promoting their 2024 film.
Meanwhile, Baldoni has accused Reynolds of assisting Lively in hijacking his film and taking down his career.
And we'll see more on that next year when the trial
I mean, it's just always something with them. It just doesn't end.
It's the new Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Pretty much.
I mean, it kind of is. So if that's the case, then I'm here for it.
Me too.
All right. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Cracking down on crime. Pasco police is seizing guns and drugs in a major street-level sweep. Coming up, the enforcement effort that is making an impact.
And the Academy of Children's Theater in Richland had their opening night over the weekend. They came and spoke with Apple Valley News Now to tell us all about the Disney's The Descendants, the musical, and we have all the details coming up.
Hi there, I'm Stacy Lee, and it's time again for the Great American Flag Swap. Bring your worn or tattered U.S. flag to Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking in Kennewick, May 20th, and swap it for a brand new Made in the USA American flag as we celebrate America.
At Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking, we take pride in honoring the American flag. As Memorial Day approaches, we remember those who have served for our country. Our commitment to quality craftsmanship, superior service, and community support is a reflection of our love for this great nation. Join us this Memorial Day in honoring those who serve.
Did you know Astria Health has the only team of neurosurgeons in the Lower Valley? Patients no longer need to travel long distances to receive the spine care they need. Patients with spinal tumors, stenosis, herniated or degenerative disc diseases, spine trauma, fractures, or spinal cord injury can be seen by an Astria neurosurgeon in Prosser, Sunnyside, or Zillah. Ask your primary care provider for a referral to one of our neurosurgeons. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is bringing you an electrifying night with the iconic Grammy-nominated rock band Queensryche on Sunday, May 25th. Feel the energy and experience chart-topping hits like Jet City Woman and Silent Lucidity. Now's your chance to witness the unmistakable sound of one of rock's most celebrated bands who've sold over 30 million albums worldwide. Tickets are on sale now at wildhorseresort.com or on the app. Plus, every ticket is good for $5 free play. Queensryche at Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton.
All right, everybody. I know it's easy to forget things, but we don't want you to miss this new deal from US Cellular. Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines.
Ooh, I can save enough to buy a gift for my understanding wife.
Sorry, I'm late. Ooh, that's a great deal. I have a facial. This was fun.
Oh, come on. You have flowers?
Save big with our best price ever. Just $15 a line when you get 4 lines. US Cellular, built for us.
Discover the joy of music with a new Yamaha piano from Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, where elegance meets opportunity. For a limited time, enjoy 24 months of 0% financing on qualified new Yamaha pianos. From timeless grands to cutting-edge digitals, Yamaha delivers beauty, precision, and playability. Visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland, or call 509-567-3113. Life's more fun when you know how to play.
The Pacific Clinic is a health, sports, and medical campus in Kennewick now accepting new patients for primary care. We offer patient-specific solutions for physical, mental, and emotional health concerns. You'll receive quality one-on-one time with our medical professionals and experienced support team. Begin your new health plan with today's best technologies and facilities for the whole family. Play hard, live well at the PC. Call us at 509-783-5465 today.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Monday morning, and thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, 3-degree guarantee. We were at 500 Friday, and now we're at 525.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes, we are.
Look at you. Okay, what's your next goal?
It's 40. I want to get this thing up to 1,000.
Okay.
I maybe could have hedged my bet and said, like, let's get it up to 750.
You went
go
0
big
to
or go
60.
home.
Yeah.
Go big or go home. Yeah. All right, 525. We're getting there. So that would be 40 days in a row. Now we're up to 21. Woohoo. So on Friday, I went with the forecast high of 83 in Pasco Tri-Cities, and it verified at 81, so the jackpot did go up to $525. Here are the stakes for today. A much cooler, like a room temperature, high temperature forecast of 68 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 65 to 71, the jackpot's going to go up to $550. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalley.newsnow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that was just on your screen. Now it's on your screen. It's pretty obvious. It's going to be a first alert weather day for Wednesday afternoon and evening in the Kittitas Valley. Some of those peak winds could be up around 55 to 60 miles per hour. Peak wind gusts, that is, not sustained winds. But we'll have a lot more to say about that later in the show. But for now, first alert radar is seeing increasing showers now for Morrow County. A little bit of this getting into Umatilla County as well. And this will become more widespread as we head deeper into the day, especially for the Bluefoot Hills and the Blue Mountains. Right now, temperatures in the 30s and 40s for lower elevations, 30s up in the mountains. So the closer that moisture gets to US 395, Interstate 84, Oregon 204, we could see a bit of a wintry mix, especially for Oregon 204. Here's your umbrella cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Maybe needing it in the late morning, but the better chances of that would be into the afternoon and evening, especially by the late afternoon to early evening. So for today, highs about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. Showers and thunderstorms going to be likely, but specifically in the Bluefoot Hills and in the Blue Mountains. I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
6:33, and we do start this half hour of news out of Pasco, where efforts to reduce street-level crime are underway. Pasco Police Department Street Crimes Unit saying they've been engaged in targeted enforcements and their operations to focus on keeping our streets safe. They say they've recovered multiple firearms that were illegally possessed. They've done this over the recent weeks. They've also confiscated a large amount of illegal drugs, including fentanyl and cocaine. Pasco police credit this proactive investigation and strategic enforcement as playing a key role in enhancing public safety.
In crime news this morning, a man is now facing charges after allegedly impersonating a police officer and trying to pull over drivers in central Washington. Troopers say 62-year-old Ronald Cohen of Spokane used red and blue dash lights, attempting to make a traffic stop on Chumstuck Highway near Leavenworth. The same car tried again near Dryden, but the driver took a photo and contacted police. And troopers tracked down Cohen near Quincy and arrested him without incident. He's now charged with criminal impersonation.
6:34 now, and Representative Dan Newhouse and Zoe Lofgren of California reintroduced the Bipartisan Farm Workforce Modernization Act to reform the H-2A visa program and establish a strong legal immigration workforce for agricultural producers. Newhouse said the workforce crisis has come to a boiling point for farmers across the country. He adds that reintroducing this act sends a clear message to farmers that politicians are working to find solutions to ease the burdens brought on by the current state of the H-2A program. Newhouse also says this legislation is necessary to lay the groundwork for continued negotiations. The legislation passed the House of Representatives with strong bipartisan support in the 116th and 117th Congresses.
3 local educators are being recognized for their ability to create supportive, impactful, and inclusive learning environments for their students. Now, these are the Benton Franklin County Special Education PTA Educator Award winners. That includes Alyssa Deems, Jacob Snell, and Jenny Cowell. The Educator Awards are presented to service providers, educators, and staff over 9 districts who are making an impact on the lives of students with disabilities.
6:35 now, and the Academy of Children's Theater is putting on Disney's The Descendants, the musical.
So opening night was this weekend, but if you missed it, you can still catch the show this Friday and also over the weekend. Now, taking a quick look at the cast, Bonnie Fairfield is playing Mal, Sailor Jackson will play Evie, James Rowden is Jay, Tegan Maxwell is Carlos, and Grant Milbauer is performing as Ben.
And as you can see, some of those cast members came right here to visit us at the station before their big debut to talk about what the audience can expect.
Descendants is about like 4 kids of 4 evil parents.
I think it's a very funny show and everyone should come and see it.
It's just been like the thing I do kind of outside of school, and so I've just been doing as many as I can because I love it.
This is a lot more fantasy and fun and goofy and cartoony, and it's really fun.
They just do a great job of taking us through this like fun fantasy world.
Tickets can be bought at the door or online. The next show will be on the 16th with continuing shows on the 17th and 18th.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Be sure you catch it this weekend. But coming up next here on Good Morning Northwest, a Washington family is suing Safeway after their mother lost her life due to an alleged mislabeling of cookies. With all the details coming up in just a few minutes.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Prosser Digestive Health Center offers the full spectrum of digestive health care. Services provided by board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Jack Brandenburg include colon cancer screenings, treatment for swallowing problems, inflammatory bowel disease, liver disorders, and more. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Like most people, my days are non-stop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused, not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
It's a small city with a big history, with one very unique house.
They're local artists, and they have transformed their home.
Ellensburg on Fly the Northwest.
It's one of the stops that you have to see when you're in Ellensburg.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next live, TV's toughest chef, Gordon Ramsay.
We've got our work cut out for us.
And from the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Jesse Nadikara.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, where it is going to be very windy today. Peak gusts out of the north and west around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. The winds are definitely going to be a lot lighter up in the Cascades, and we'll have small shower chances up this way. In the Yakima Valley, also small shower chances, peak winds out of the north and west gusting around 30 miles per hour. High is going to be in the upper 60s. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, these gusts out of the south and west, peak gust around 30 miles per hour. And also we'll have small chances overall of showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 60s. Then for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains, this is where showers and thunderstorms are going to be likely for today. Highs in the 50s and 60s for the foothills, 40s and 50s for the Blues. These peak gusts out of the south and west, but up around 40 miles per hour specifically for the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. Now let's talk about the big picture, how dry our vegetation is for this time of the year. And again, when you take a look at these metrics, keep in mind that the 100th percentile would be the driest vegetation we've seen since 2005. So we're up into the 63rd percentile right now for most of Kittitas and Yakima counties, into the 47th percentile for the lower valley, the basin, the foothills, 44th percentile for the Blues. All that to say, it is dry in Kittitas and Yakima counties. It's not all that dry for the rest of the viewing area, but it is dry enough to have some small vegetation fires. We're not thinking we have any potential for large wildfires on the horizon, at least in the short term, and some rainfall on the way is definitely going to help out with that. I'll track those rain chances coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 642 News across the state, where a family in Washington says they're taking legal action against a grocery store chain after their 78-year-old mom died from a severe allergic reaction.
And they say it was a mislabeled cookie from the store that led to her death. Natalie Swaby has more details.
Growing up with her, she was just always filled with joy and fun.
Lisa Bishop is talking about her mother, Peggy Bryant, who was just months away from a marriage milestone.
She and my dad were going to celebrate 60 years. They were high school sweethearts.
The 78-year-old passed away on April 7, 2023, after a shopping trip in Duval at this Safeway.
They bought cookies my mom loved, oatmeal raisin cookies.
Lisa says the Safeway brand oatmeal raisin cookies were mislabeled, and her mom knew it after one bite.
She realized that the cookie she was eating was actually a peanut butter cookie, and she's deathly allergic to nuts, peanuts.
She was rushed to the hospital
and passed away within an hour.
The family called on the coroner for a full report.
When they got the blood results back, he said it was clearly anaphylaxis. Her blood vessels had basically broken down.
The health department did an inspection and requested a recall, something Safeway did with this notice going out. After what happened, this daughter is determined.
Do the right thing, and I don't want it to happen to anybody else. You know, labels are there for a reason, and yeah, I don't want anybody else to die from mislabeling.
Peggy's loved ones are taking legal action, claiming the company's error forever changed a family.
The last few minutes of my mom's life were tragic and awful and painful.
And the grocery store still hasn't commented on that. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We have your morning sprint and everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. But first, we'll check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He will have your full first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal Cam here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick at 6:44. We're back after the break.
Three-pointers should be called triple play.
And we brought in a basketball expert to support us.
Just former college and pro star Rob Sacre.
So, Rob, what do we call, one of these?
Triple play. You know, shooting triple plays wasn't exactly my specialty.
Well, outside shooters are well outside our budget.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Rob, how did you score?
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Check out the Ellensburg Bull. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a first alert weather day in place for the Kittitas Valley for Wednesday afternoon and evening. Some of those peak wind gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. Even for today, the wind gusts are going to be pretty strong. Peak gust around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. That peak time frame pretty broad, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then for tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. peak gust up around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. But of course, the main event going to be on Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Some of those peak gusts out of the north and west this time around 60 miles per hour. But even in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, we could have peak gusts around 50 miles per hour. And for all 3 days, breezes and winds going to be pretty widespread across the map. And it's going to be associated with this storm system that'll bring us several chances of showers and thunderstorms over the next 48 hours. We'll go ahead and time all this out, and just there's going to be a lot coming at you over the next 48 hours on Futurecast radar. But as we head into the late morning, this is still mainly impacting the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Then into the afternoon, now starting to see some showers and thunderstorms back building in the valleys in the basin. That sweeps down towards the south and east as we head into the late evening and overnight hours. Going to get a bit of a lull in the action by the wee hours of the morning for Tuesday, but by the early morning hours, here's another round of showers, maybe even some thunderstorms impacting the Cascades, the Kittitas Valley. Looks like it's mainly on top of the basin by 8 in the morning, sweeps down towards the south and east again, so into the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains by the late morning, and then into the afternoon, maybe some more showers and thunderstorms back building in the valleys and basin once again. And then that will eventually move down towards the south and east again. So a lot coming at you over the next 48 hours. Here's some of the rainfall totals we're expecting over the next 48 hours. Could have a couple hot spots up towards the Hanford site, Moses Lake, Othello, Ritzville, also in the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. But a lot of us are going to struggle to even pick up 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. Much drier for Wednesday and Thursday. More active weather slated for this weekend. We'll have more to say about that a little bit later in the week. In the meantime, high temperatures staying very steady over this next 7 days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower and thunderstorm chances today and tomorrow, then dry and seasonal for Wednesday through Friday. In Yakima, a fairly dry forecast with very normal high temperatures for mid-May. In Ellensburg, very windy over the next few days, with the peak being on Wednesday afternoon and evening. For Hermiston, showers and storms likely today. A few leftover showers possible tomorrow, but drier for Wednesday and Thursday. Then for Walla Walla, showers and storms likely today, a little less likely tomorrow. Dry for Wednesday and Thursday, then trending more active again as we head into the weekend. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Taylor Swift's team firing back after the singer was subpoenaed in the ongoing legal battle between It Ends With Us co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
Justin Baldoni filing subpoena against Taylor Swift means that there is some information or documents that Taylor Swift has that he believes will further his claim against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
A spokesperson calling the subpoena issued by Baldoni's attorney tabloid clickbait. Taylor's connection to this film permitting the use of one song, My Tears Ricochet. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on what Taylor Swift's involvement could mean for this legal battle. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make two feel like one, or simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin. And fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:52. It's time for your morning sprint. We're starting off with your national headlines. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's prepared to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin this week. Zelensky's willingness comes after President Trump urged him to immediately accept the Russian leader's offer to hold peace talks in Turkey. Those talks are set to take place in Istanbul on Thursday. Putin's offer to sit down with Zelensky came after France, Britain, Germany, and Poland gave Russia an ultimatum, agree to an unconditional 30-day ceasefire by Monday or face massive new sanctions.
6:53 and the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. A Kennewick man is in custody after a felony standoff. It happened over the weekend. Officers say Raymond Garcia violated a no-contact order and then refused to come out of a home on North Steptoe. SWAT, drones, and K-9 were all called in. A family member was also arrested for disrupting the scene. Garcia eventually surrendered peacefully and was taken into custody.
A fire near the Walla Walla VA prompted a major response Friday night. Crews say the flames broke out around 8:30 p.m. and were contained to about an acre. It took until nearly midnight to get it under control. No injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire is under investigation.
And in Benton County, a Fire District 1 crews responded to a pair of brush fires along eastbound I-82. This happened Saturday evening. Our crews were there. You can see the video on your screen. Call came in around 5:40 that evening, and the fire started just south of the East Locust Grove Road exit. Firefighters got there. They found 2 small fires burning alongside the highway, and a nearby dirt road actually helped stop the fire from spreading further. Crews had the flames under control by about 6, but stayed on scene for quite a while to help monitor those hot spots.
Pasco police say their targeted enforcement is making an impact. The Street Crimes Unit has recovered many illegally possessed firearms and large amounts of drugs, including fentanyl and cocaine, in the last few weeks. Officers are crediting proactive investigations and strategic enforcement across the city.
Washington State Department of Transportation says they've seen a troubling trend this week across the state. Multiple crashes happening inside of work zones. These crashes not only damage these cars and vehicles, but they delay critical work and can also hurt people. They all say when you see orange cones and flashing lights, move over, slow down, stay alert, and drive sober. 6:55, and there's a new mom at Tennessee's Nashville Zoo.
It's a southern poodoo, the smallest species of deer in the world. Now, the zoo says the male fawn was born April 28th to first-time mom Bosa and father Paku, and the fawn weighs just under 2 pounds. How cute.
A tiny little thing.
According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List, southern poodoos are listed as near threatened, with its population decreasing.
Oh, they eat a variety of vegetation, including leaves from shrubs, small trees, fruits, veggies, bark. And this is the first southern poodoo born at the Nashville Zoo.
I would die for that poodoo. That is so cute. It looks like my dog at home in Texas. Oh, I think everything cute looks like my dog.
And it doesn't look like they grow to be that big either. Like that could be a manageable house pet.
Yes.
Maybe. You think?
Oh dear is what I have to say about it.
Is that what you have to say?
I want that deer.
Okay, what do you have to say about the forecast as we head out the door?
It's going to be very active over these next few days. We've kind of been lulled to sleep by some not very active thus far this spring, but that is not going to be the case over the next few days, like I just said. Now, for right now, light showers in Morrow County, Umatilla County, could have a bit of a wintry mix for US 395, I-84, or Oregon 204. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s for lower elevations, 30s up in the mountains. That's going to bear a lot of relevance in terms of the wintry mix potential for some of those mountain passes. A bit later today, highs about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year, so we'll be in the 60s for lower elevations. Chances of showers and thunderstorms across the map, especially for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Foothill and Blue showers and thunderstorms are likely today and tomorrow. Very windy in the Kittitas Valley over the next few days, especially on Wednesday, and then some showers and thunderstorms looking likely again for this upcoming weekend. But Wednesday afternoon and evening, Kittitas Valley, first alert weather day, peak wind gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. So buckle up for that again, folks.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next. We'll, of course, be back tonight with your local news and weather at 5.
Have a great day.